Welcome. This is going to be a very gentle practice that's going to have some fluid movement as well as some longer stretchy poses to get in the deeper layers of the body. In this practice, I really wanted to focus on the lower part of the body, our hips, our legs, our feet, and tap into that earth element that is part of our physical body. Our bones, our skin, the bodily fluids. So just really thinking about staying just close to yourself, close to the earth, and being very gentle with yourself. And this comes from a place of love and gratitude for our legs and our feet and being here in this moment right now. So let's begin in child's pose. Go ahead and come onto your hands and knees. Widening out the knees. Sinking your hips down to the heels. And just stretch your arms forward, bringing your forehead to the ground. We're going to take this time in child's pose to connect with the breath. Breathing as best as you can in and out of the nose. And see if you can create an even rhythm of the breath so that the inhale and the exhale are equal in length. And the way that I like to do this is to count the breath. Just silently counting in for the count of 4 or 5, and then breathing out for 4 or 5. And for the last few breaths, try to not just create an even length of the inhale and exhale, but also an even feeling of relaxation on the in-breath and the out-breath. Go ahead and slowly start to lift your head. Coming onto the hands and knees into a tabletop neutral position. Let's spread the fingertips wide. Take an inhale, arch your back, lift your tailbone and chest. And as you exhale, we're going to round the tail and head towards each other and coil in through the navel. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more of those. Inhale. Exhale. Your next inhale brings you back to that neutral position. And as you exhale, tuck your toes. We're going to press into the hands, reach through the arms, and send the hips up behind for downward facing dog. And just be aware if you're rounding in your spine, if you feel your spine rounding, bring a bend into the knees and just think about lengthening out that rounded spine. Over time, the legs will start to straighten too, but the extension of the spine is primary in this pose. Let's take another inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to bring both knees to the ground. Please grab your blocks. Let's bring the right foot forward. So the right foot is forward, the knee is bending over the ankle. And let's just tuck the left toes and lift the knee so that we're in a lunge. Then we want to make sure that the back leg is lengthened, so the knee is lifting and you're pressing through the heel. Lifting into the heart. This is what the blocks are for, just so that you don't feel like you're dumping onto that front thigh. And let's just pulse up and down a few times. And notice as you exhale that you can just sink down into the hips, the legs, the feet, and that the earth almost rises up to support you. So feeling your connection to the earth through the lower part of the body. Good, one more. And now release your left knee down. And we're just going to take that right knee back under the hip and switch sides so that the left foot comes forward. We've got our hands on the blocks. Left knee is over the ankle, so the shin is not leaning forward. It's perpendicular to the earth. Go ahead and tuck your right toes, lift the knee, and we're going to make sure that back leg is not weak, and we're going to really activate and energize the back leg so that we feel now that the legs are working equally together. And you can start that pulsation movement. So the inhale pulses you up and the exhale pulse down. One more time. Go ahead and let that right knee come to the ground. We're going to slide the left knee back under the hip. You can sit your blocks over to the side. Back to a tabletop position. Spread the fingertips. Take an inhale. And exhale, tuck your toes. Lift the hips up and back and then sink down through the heels, even if your heels don't touch the ground. Stretching your whole body here. Breathe in and breathe out. This time, take an inhale. We're going to lift the heels up, come up to your tippy toes. And exhale, we're going to sink down through the heels. One more of those. Inhale, lifting the heels up, and exhale, sinking down through the heels. Now walk your feet forward to the hands. We're going to fold over the legs, releasing down, and let's circle the arms behind the back. Interlace the hands up and over the body. Breathing into the shoulders. Try to let your head fully drop here. You might just walk out the legs a little bit here. Nice and slow, we can release the hands down. Bring your hands to the shins or in front of the toe tips. And take an inhale, lengthening the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, deep fold. Bend into the knees. And we're going to go really slow. Push into your feet. Feel your legs straighten and stack. The hips sink down towards the earth as you lift up into your fingertips. Exhale, lower your arms to your side and come into mountain pose. Relax your shoulders. Long, open fingertips. Spreading the toes, and just feel your whole body standing here, pressing down but also lifting up. Gaze forward. Notice your breath. Breathing in for the count of 5. Breathing out 5 counts. One more time. Inhale, 5 counts. Exhale, 5 counts. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Keeping with that same deep breath. Exhale, we're going to hinge at the hips and fold forward all the way down over the legs, releasing into the low back. Halfway lift, inhale, press back into your thighs. Feel your feet on the ground. Exhale, nice deep forward bend. One more time, inhale, we're going to bend into the knees and slowly come up. Exhale, lowers your arms down. Coming into mountain pose. And I want you to feel an evenness in the front and back of the body. And an evenness in the right and left sides of the body. And the same force that roots you down also lifts you up. And now, equalize your breath. 5 counts in and 5 counts out. Also feeling a sense of balance in the masculine and feminine energies. Your next inhale, let's reach the arms up to the sky. Also pressing into the feet. And exhale nice and slow, lengthening out over the legs, folding forward. From here, we're going to bring our hands and knees back down to the mat and come to seated. Sitting on the ground and bringing the legs out in front. From here, let's cross the left leg in front, just like an easy sitting pose. We're going to take a big inhale, sitting tall, and as you breathe out, gently fold forward. And you can release your hands out in front of you, or even use your blocks. Sometimes it's just nice to give the arms and shoulders and elbows and hands just a place to rest. And just while we're here, go right back to that even rhythm of the breath. And just as you breathe, let your thoughts shift into calm thoughts. Thoughts that are neutralizing or maybe even pacifying to your usual spiral of active thinking. And just notice the sense of slowing down. Good, go ahead and come back up. Now take your left hand behind the hip and your right hand crosses over to the left knee. Let's take a big inhale, widening the chest, and on your exhale, take a gentle, easy twist in the trunk of the body to the left. 2 more breaths here. And on that last exhale, go ahead and slowly release back to center. Let's switch the legs. So now the right leg crosses in front. Inhale, sitting tall. Exhale, fold forward. And even when we are in an asana, see if you can stay with each breath for the 5 count inhale and 5 count exhale. So that each breath takes approximately 10 seconds. And that is a big change in our usual day-to-day pattern of breathing when we're not thinking about it. So you may feel resistance come up at times to stay with that breath, but just know that this is a way to balance out those day-to-day patterns. This is a way to just, it's almost like an antidote that your nervous system needs from time to time on a pretty regular basis, especially in our modern day society. So just stay tuned in, stay aware. Okay, let's take our time and come back up. This time the right hand comes behind the hip and the left hand crosses over to the left knee. And make sure to widen the shoulders. Sit tall into the spine. Take a breath in, lifting through the crown. And as you breathe out, we're going to turn the navel and the chest, shearing the ribs gently to the right. Now stay with that 10 count breath. Two more breaths. And breathe out, slowly come back to center. Let's set the blocks over to the side. Stretch your legs out in front to release the knees. You can lean back onto your hands, wiggle out the knees, and roll the toes in and out. Now keep both legs extending long in front of you, sitting up tall. Excuse me. And now breathe in and reach both arms up to the sky, pressing the heels forward. And let's take that 5 count exhale, folding out and over the legs. 5 count inhale coming up. This time on your 5 count exhale, we're going to lean back, reach the arms forward, squeeze the legs together, and hover the heels for a low boat. Now drop your heels, 5 counts, inhale, come back up. Exhale, 5 counts, hinging at the hips, folding forward. Inhale, 5 counts, back to center. Exhale, lean back, keep lifting the chest and hover the heels, squeezing the legs together. One more time, drop your heels, 5 counts, breathing, comes back to center, 5 count, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, 5 counts back to center, and exhale, 5 counts into your low boat. Drop your heels, inhale, 5 counts, come to center. Exhale, 5 counts, folds out and over the legs, reaching for the feet or your strap. And now we're going to just stay in this pose for a few breaths, just enjoying this beautiful stretch of the legs, of the hips, the low back. You may even walk your sitting bones back a little bit just to lengthen the underside of the legs. And again, as best as you can, stay with that 10 count breath. Let's release this pose. And as you come up, I want you to give your legs a little massage with your hands. Let your legs relax. Just feeling the earthiness of your physical body. This is known as the Annamaya Kosha. It's our actual physical dense body that is our earth. This is just our body and how we survive here on earth. So just letting your hands just give little hugs up and down the legs, like we're just saying thank you to these parts of our bodies that give us life and that we're able to survive and even thrive on this earth because we have these parts of our body. Good. Maybe give a little light, just wash or scrub or paintbrush up and down the legs with the hands. And just feel the skin on your legs respond to that attention. Now bend your knees. We're going to butterfly the knees, bringing the soles of the feet together. Heels press together and the knees point wide. We're going to hook onto the big toes with our peace fingers and sit up tall and draw your elbows in towards your ribs. And this helps to support sitting tall so that we don't just round into this pose. This pose actually embodies a neutral, lengthened spine. So, rooting into the tailbone, lift up through the crown of the head, and maybe even pull your chest back a little bit. And from here, we inhale and exhale. Go ahead and start to fold forward, keeping that neutral spine. And the moment that you feel yourself releasing back into that rounding, go ahead and just back off a little bit and come back to that neutral spine. We're going to take a few breaths here, and I want you to focus on breathing that 10 count breath down into the hips, the pelvis, the low back. One more breath. Okay, good. Go ahead and slowly release. Let's transition to the back now. So we're going to come onto the back and lay back for a moment. Just let your body relax. And then when you're ready, we're going to locate our strap. And we're just going to take an easy loop of the right foot into the strap. And we want to hold the strap gently with the arms long and the shoulders soft. And then pressing your foot up into the strap. So this is going to activate the legs a little bit. Don't let yourself go on autopilot. We really want to try to lift up through the foot and drop down into the hip. You can keep your left knee bent with your foot on the ground, or lengthen out your left leg all the way through the heel, and just taking your time to bend into your elbows and pull the right toes a little closer towards your head. Now as you come into this, I want you to keep a gentle smile on your face. Keep your jaw relaxed. Maybe even just close your eyes and just think about how good it feels to stretch, to breathe. And even though there may be areas of the body where it feels intense, there is something about it that feels good. So just notice what is coming up for you and just try to just soften. I like to think of the color rose pink. And that this practice is actually an act of love and compassion for ourselves. Nice and slow, we're going to release the right leg. Release your foot and just slide your right leg long. Let your arms and legs relax. And I want you to feel the inside of your body. Feel, especially on that right side. See if you can notice the difference between the right and left sides. Maybe the right leg feels a little bit more spacious, open. So now let's give the left side that same love and attention. You can bend your knees, putting both feet on the ground, and we're going to loop the strap around the left foot. Long arms, gentle grip, pressing your left foot up, equally dropping down into the hip. Gentle bend into the elbows is how we deepen the stretch, but just stay at your edge. Stay where you can stay in that rose pink energy, with softness. Let's take a few more breaths. As you exhale, let that left leg release. You can sit your strap down. Letting both arms and legs come all the way to the earth. Just take a moment and drop in. Now bring both knees to the belly. Hands on the knees. Gently rock side to side, massaging the low back, massaging just the top of the hips, just ironing out any little knots or tight areas. Coming back to center. We're going to come into our variation of happy baby, so go ahead and widen the knees. Bring the heels in line with the knees. And now keep lifting your heels up. And we're going to reach up and either hold behind the knees, pulling the thighs towards the outer shoulders. Or you can reach up, grab your toes, or hook onto the edges of the feet. And we're just going to draw the feet down. But the sole of the feet are pressing up. So that kind of feeling of duality even in the feet. Feeling of balance. Notice your breath. Can you return back to that 5 count inhale and 5 count exhale with ease? Release your feet. Release your legs, your arms, your whole body down to the earth. Just let gravity take over now and fall back. And just notice that the earth lifting up to hold you, to catch you and support you. And just for the next little bit of time, let yourself relax and do nothing. Your body is still. Your mind is quiet. Just be here right now with your body breathing and resting. You're welcome to stay here as long as you have time. Just very gently and mindfully just move back into your body. Coming into a comfortable seated position, just nice and slow, no rush. As you come into your seat, place your palms facing down on the legs, sitting tall into your spine, and closing your eyes, just One more time. Become aware of your breath. Notice the breath effortlessly flows in for 5 counts, lifting up through the crown of the head. And the exhale effortlessly flows out 5 counts, moving down through the base of the body and into the earth. Just stay with that. Just 2 more breaths. Releasing the count of the breath. We're going to join the hands together in front of the heart, and this is an acknowledgement of the part of us that is spiritual, divine, but the part of us that is here on earth, and that the two are working together as one. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.